Morning, guys. It is the day after Christmas. Actually, you know what? I'm going to light my champagne toast. Fun fact, this was the scent for my wedding, aka my bridal suite, really. It's also one of my favorite New Year's, beginning of the year scents. It's just very fresh and girly, and it makes me happy. So we're gonna light that over there while I talk about my first on-the-job day training. This is kind of really strange for me because this transfer is kind of like if I was in merchandise and I transferred from, say, like Magic Kingdom to Hollywood Studios. When you are a merchandise cast member, you can pick up shifts anywhere, more or less, around property that are merchandise shifts. And you can do the same thing for children's activities, but you have to be area trained. It's kind of like being cross-trained. For those cast members out there, you kind of grasp the idea of what I'm talking about. You put in a request to the management there, and they spend like a day basically to train you around the area, and then you can pick up shifts. Merchandise, some locations you have to do that. For example, like Galaxy's Edge, you would have to do that. They wanted to start me on the job training pretty much that first day, which, to be honest with you, like, I probably could have done it, and I mean, I like would have been able to stay like extra 2 hours, but like I probably would have been able to do it if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't have my costume. I was just very overwhelmed because it was a lot of new information, and it had been a very long day, and it was unexpected. If I was expected, I knew I was going to, I probably would be more open to it, but again, I was also very exhausted by the time that time came around. I don't want to say nervous and anxious because I was less nervous and anxious than I have been in previous roles. Yesterday, Christmas Day, on my second day of training, second day at Wilderness Lodge, I was going to go in with a positive mindset, remembering like the games and things are not that, or the activities and things that they're doing are not that different from what I already do. And also, two things that really helped is because it is Christmas / New Year's, so this week and next week, they are a bit overstaffed because they have a couple of extra activities going on here and there. And so where they typically only have 2 cast members, an opener and a closer, they actually had 3. So Christmas Day, and then supposedly today I'm filming, the day after Christmas, and possibly even tomorrow. I don't know about the rest of the week, and I definitely know New Year's Eve they're going to have at least 3 cast members, which helps because I can kind of piggyback off of the 2. Also, I'd like to point out, at least for right now, the opener does not come in a whole lot earlier than the closers do, so there's a lot of overlap, whereas at Saratoga Springs, there is like at least a couple of hours. So you'll come in at like 11 and the closer won't come in for like another 3 or 4 hours. So you're doing all of that stuff more or less on your own. Depending on the day, depending on the time of the year. Every resort does activities different but similar, which can be confusing for the children's activities casts who are going from place to place, which is why it's easier just to stay where you are. And also can be very confusing for guests. I have to be honest, when I was going into the thought process of transferring to Wilderness Lodge, I was very much in denial. I was in denial that 1, it was going to be my home resort, and 2, that I was transferring out of Saratoga, period. When my mom came to visit and she wanted to see Wilderness Lodge, we went and we were there, and I felt very uncomfortable because I was like, I don't want this. I don't want to transfer. I don't want to leave Saratoga, and being in Wilderness Lodge made me very uncomfortable. And Jared really wanted to go and celebrate my transfer by going to Wilderness Lodge and checking it out, and I very much did not want to be anywhere near Wilderness Lodge because it reminded me that I was transferring. Even like orientation day, at the end of the day, I was very And it was partially, again, because I was very overwhelmed. I was very sad that I was leaving Saratoga. I was like, I miss Saratoga. It's like, this is not Saratoga, and I miss it. But yesterday, Christmas Day, my second day at Wilderness Lodge, there were so many moments where I felt welcomed. It was like, it reminded me of when I was becoming a part of Jared's family and had one of the first trips that we went there. I can't remember what was the first trip, but like one of the very many trips that we've done to his parents' house. His family was so incredibly welcoming, and just like, without even really meeting me, they were so like, and I mean like his extended family, like his aunts, uncles, they were so welcoming. Like, it just welcomed me with open arms and talked to me as if I was like one of their own, even though they really didn't know me or anything, and it felt like I was a part of the family. It was the same thing with Wilderness Lodge. All of the managers were very helpful and very supportive. The coordinators are great. The two that I've met, they're both great and very involved, by the way, in a good way, and they love it, and they're so exciting. And what I love about it is they're real. Like, you can tell that they're really enjoying the activities. Sometimes with cast members, it can be really hard to tell if they're just putting their cast member face on or if they're actually really enjoying their job, especially when they've been doing it for so long. And children's activities can be very exhausting, and it takes a lot of energy, like a lot of positive hype energy for a long period of time. So sometimes it can be a lot. And so it's nice to be able to share that with somebody else, especially someone who is your guide, your leader in a sense, and your major support, and they're out there being literally a cheerleader. But like, everyone, even the other two cast members that I worked with, everyone was so, like, I cannot say enough like how supportive and awesome they were. And like, and there were moments when we were very stressed yesterday. Campfire, there was a lot of people, and I could tell when they were stressed, but like, I just basically tried the entire day, and they knew I was new. So yesterday I just tried to basically, I told them, I said, I want to kind of just observe while helping. Like, I will follow your lead. I will do whatever you need me to do to help. But if you could like lead the activities or lead whatever, and I'll kind of follow behind and be your support, is pretty much what I said. Because although yes, I could swim if they threw me in the deep end of the pool, I'd like to have some floaties, please. So this is the first, today is going to be, the day after Christmas is going to be the first normal day for the next couple of days until New Year's Eve, where New Year's Eve we're going to have some special stuff. From what I've been told, because I have an early shift after New Year's Eve, yay me, there's going to be some sort of nature walk going on, which I think is going to be really cool. And that's another thing I have to say. I loved Saratoga Springs because I loved the classy, upscale, like fancy, even horse racing theme to the whole resort. I absolutely loved it. I loved its location, being close to Disney Springs. I loved everything about Saratoga after working there for 6 months. Because I'm coming from Virginia, where there's Christmas trees, I'm sorry, I looked at my shirt and I thought Christmas trees. Because there's trees everywhere and the wilderness is everywhere, it didn't seem new and different and special to me. And so that was another reason why I was kind of closed off to the theming. But I also realized, spending a lot of time walking around, I really like walking around in nature and like in the woods, like nature walks. And I was walking around one of the cabin areas where there were like a lot of trees, and it just felt warm and homey to me because it reminded me of living in Virginia with my family. And it was towards the end of the day, and it felt comforting, and I really liked it. And so, long story short, I am learning to fall in love with Wilderness Lodge. The cast, everyone that I work with, is awesome. I love all of the cast members that I work with in my team. I can't say the same for other places in the resort just yet, but we all have a good time. They're all awesome. Like, we had Christmas movies on in the break room all day, and so like every time it was very like warm and homey, like sitting with your friends and like watching Christmas movies. They also had a potluck yesterday, so that was nice. Extra free food. But anyway, I'm going to try and relax the rest of the day. I had a very active day yesterday, and it's going to be like that probably for the rest of time. I don't know how much I'm going to vlog the next couple of days, my journey, just because although it's going to be different from Saratoga, it's not like this day I learned this day I learned that, because it's not your typical training. It is very much just an area training and you go with the flow. But if anything interesting happens, I will definitely post videos after this one, because all of my shifts are really late at night. I'm too tired to vlog afterwards, and I can't really vlog during, mostly because my breaks are now split, whereas they used to be an hour before. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.